I've learned so much from you, and I've come so far.
What about today? New things today, yes?
Oh, yes.
Deeper understanding about things today?
Yes.
That's the best part of this, isn't it?
It really is.
Because you don't have to start at the beginning. You can just be where you are, and it all begins to make sense all over again, doesn't it? Yes.
How do we stay there without you here all the time? I listen to your videos. It's almost sick. I listen to your videos all the time.
Because it's not a mental thing, it's a vibrational thing.
Yes.
All you have to do is what our friend was just demonstrating. All you have to do is remember what it feels like to be in alignment, and you're right back there again.
Okay, that brings me to the one question, because honestly, my questions have been answered, just like you said. You will cover everything. I have a specific thing I have trouble with. It's really embarrassing. I have learned how to get on the high-flying disc, and I've gotten better at staying there longer. Now it's getting more intense, and when I fall hard.
Good.
And I have a really hard time getting back up there.
Listen to your story, and the answer is in your story. I work hard to get on the high-flying disc, and I'm there, and I feel really good, and lots of momentum goes, and when I fall very hard. Now feel the intensity of your awareness of not being where you want to be.
Oh, yeah.
Well, of course, whatever you're focused on is just going to hold you there longer. If someone called you on the telephone and said, hello, you don't know me, I'm just calling to tell you I will never call you again, you'd say,
Okay.
all right. But if somebody you really care about calls and tells you that, you're going to fall hard.
Yeah.
You're going to take it harder. So the good news is, and this is the only thing you want to take away from the experience that you've just described, this matters to me.
Yes.
Feeling good really, really matters to me. And that's why we said good when you said how miserable you were. We love it when you say, I'm consciously aware of the utter despair I feel when I'm not on the high-flying disc. We say, good, your guidance is alive and well, and that's going to serve you so well. If you said, oh, I get on the high-flying disc and it's great, and then I get off and it doesn't bother me that much, that would be a whole different conversation.
True. Okay, and here's the sticking point.
Now listen to your words. I fall off, it feels awful, I can't get back on, I'm stuck.
No, actually, it's my partner. I find that when I screw up in the morning and I fall, and I catch myself quicker and quicker, I say, okay, I'm sorry, I'm ready to get back on. He won't let me. It's almost like I have to pay for it all day until the next morning. How do I get myself on despite, because I really care what he thinks and I don't want to?
You can't get around your beliefs about his beliefs.
What do I do there? How am I tripping up there?
So just listen to this conversation. So you're on the high-flying disc, and do you think that your attention to your partner is the reason you fell? Or
Probably.
did you?
Yeah. I know I have beliefs and
So
stuff.
it wasn't unrelated to him. It was related to him that you fell and met him on that level. Now there's two of you with that kind of momentum. Of course, it's going to last all day.
Even if one of us really is like...
Well, if you really were, you wouldn't have fallen. But you see, you're doing what we've been talking about here. You're living conditionally. When he's up there and you focus on him, the two of you stay there together. But if he's down here, you've got what is itis going on.
Yeah, how do I avoid letting that affect me in here?
First, by understanding it, by appreciating it, by not adding more words about it, by not trying to blame him about it. Now that's all what not to do. What to do is, we just have some questions for you. What do you prefer? Feeling good or not feeling good?
Feeling good.
What do you prefer? Maintaining your vibration regardless of what's going on around you, or being affected by what's going on around you?
Maintaining.
What is logical to you? If you've got strong, good feeling momentum going, is it less likely that you will fall?
Oh, yeah.
So do you really believe, are you really telling us the way it is, that you really had strong, high-flying momentum and you fell? Don't say yes, because that defies the laws as we know them to be.
Yeah, I
so
know
you
it
were
was one
teetering
thought
around
or
there
something.
anyway. You weren't really on the high-flying disc. In other words, we know sometimes it feels like that, but
Yeah.
conditional high-flying diskiness is never
conditional.
secure. Because if you are conditionally on your high-flying disc, that means the next thing that person does could affect you this way and this way and this way and this way.
Yeah.
It's like watching television.
That's exactly my problem. I need to find a way to separate myself.
Well, what you do is you realize you've got to get out ahead of it.
Yeah.
And the subject that we're talking about is the subject of momentum. So you want to find a way of getting into a better feeling place and staying there long enough. And maybe is your relationship with this person so contentious that you fall off every single day?
Actually, I don't know. I do have a hard time believing I'm loved. You know what I mean? I hear the words, all that, but I think because I don't love myself so much, I have a hard time believing that, and then I'm looking for evidence. So it is a conditional thing. I want to figure out how to get out of that.
Well, you just have to do it a little bit at a time, and we've been talking about that a little bit here today and quite a bit yesterday, that the best way to feel that worthiness, to feel that love, is by deliberately accomplishing something that feels good and maintaining it long enough that the universe can yield something lovely to you. And when the universe yields something lovely to you and you feel loved, not from that person or that specific person, but when something nice comes to you as a result of your alignment, acknowledge it and therefore perpetuate the momentum of what it feels like when you're on the high-flying disc. The first thing that you must do, any of you, you've got to be real about what the high-flying disc feels like to you. And so we encouraged Esther some time back, when she thought she was feeling good, to just do her best to goose it up more. Focus on more, milk it more, until you can really feel, until you really have that all-encompassing feeling where you know you took it to a place of alignment. And the more you do that, then two things happen. You're more sensitive to what's going on in your vibration, and you're less likely to be affected by conditions that are surrounding you. You have a tendency, you explained it to us really clearly. You love feeling good, but and not just you, almost everybody, Esther had no idea how much she depended upon Jerry's appreciation of her for her connection. She didn't know. She thought she was just in alignment all the time until he wasn't there focusing on her, and then she found out, ooh.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
So what happens is, as you are depending on someone else for feeling good, then they've got to be really stable. And if they are, then you can go a long time having a really good time. But if they're not stable, then you're up and down and up and down. And so then you begin pronouncing it their fault. Everyone sort of felt you do that when you first introduced the words "my boyfriend" to the conversation. In other words, I'm blaming him for the way that I feel.
I recognize I'm in
And
this.
so here's what it is. I want to be loved, and when I feel like he is, then I feel good and all is well. I want to be loved, and when he's not looking at me, when he's looking at something else, then I fall off my high-flying disc.
You got it.
And so the answer is to realize that you're looking for love in all the wrong places.
And I've heard this for 10 years.
But here you're going to hear it in a different way.
Oh, good.
You are going to hear it in such a different way. All of you are. The conversations that have come before have queued this up for a perfect understanding of this. So just relax and enjoy what's coming next. So our friend yesterday wanted $100,000 so that she could take a really nice vacation. And we talked about how there's lots of journey that leads to the $100,000. And then you can have a perpetuation or a continuation of the journey. So you want to live happily ever after. That's what you're looking for. In the same way she wanted $100,000, you want to live happily ever after.
Yes.
So you make this person the cornerstone of you living happily ever after.
Yep.
So you're just trying to start out here. You're not doing this work first. You're not shoring up your ability to be tuned in, tapped in, turned on with or without him. You're not finding alignment just because you want to. You're not meditating your way into non-resistance and then perpetuating the good feeling thoughts until you get on that high-flying disc. In the same way that our friend yesterday was counting on the $100,000 before her happily ever after could start, you're counting on this person being there before your happily ever after can start. Are you following us?
Yep. Totally.
When there's so much more that you want to find leading to this person. But this person is never going to be the happily ever after. It's all this connection to all of this. He is representative of your alignment, not the reason for your living happily ever after. That was big.
Alignment brought him.
Let your lovers be representative of your vibration, not the reason for your vibration.
Oh,
That's so important.
Was perfect.
It's so important to understand that.
Wow.
So what you want to say is, hey, I really like it when you're good to me. I really like it when I know that you love me. But what I really want is to feel love, not just from you, but from source and from all that is. And isn't a good pairing of words or pairing of emotions, isn't the feeling of being loved and the feeling of worthiness an identical vibration?
Yes. Yes, I think that's why I'm having a hard time.
So Here's something that's really interesting. This is the quickest way to get to what you're reaching for. We talked about it already, so this will be easy for you to hear now.
Okay.
What sets your receptive mode frequency is what you're broadcasting.
Okay.
So instead of looking for love, if you would just love.
That's what he says.
Well, listen to him. If you would just love, you'd be in the receptive mode for love. And then not just this person, but endless. When you rendezvous with the sun dipping into the ocean, in the moment that it dips into the ocean, that's the universe guiding you on your path of least resistance to something that really, really, really feels good to you. When you're on your way out the door and you've forgotten your jewelry and you get an impulse to go check your hair in the mirror, and while you're looking in the mirror you see your jewelry, that's loving awareness of where you are in relationship to the things you want. We're not saying that looking for love from this person is the wrong place. We're just saying it's not the only place. And when you make it the only place, you put responsibility on somebody that they don't want, that they can't possibly uphold, then it makes everything feel
It doesn't feel good anyway.
difficult.
Yeah.
You've got to find it on your own and let your lovers be the byproduct of your alignment,
Of my podcast.
not the reason for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love you.
So there isn't anything that you're asking for that we haven't answered more than once in this conversation that we've had today. We want you to be easier about that. This has been an interesting day because it has been a day of more attention on unwanted, which is amplifying what is wanted, than some of the days that we've had. But as a result of it, it has caused us to, and these aren't the best words, to sort of dig deeper into the basis of how it all works. In other words, there isn't anything more valuable to you than the contrast that causes desire. Jerry used to say to people, he was counseling in financial matters, you want to put your basket of intentions, he was using the word goal in those days, you want to put your basket out there far enough that it's interesting and thrilling when you make the basket, but not so far that you don't believe that you can. And that really speaks to the vibrational energy balance that you're looking for all the time. You want to be as happy as you can be from where you stand, but not ask yourself to be happier than you believe that you can be. In other words, we want you to just accept what is with more appreciation of self. And you do that by acknowledging that you live in contrast for a reason, and that contrast does serve you. So that you stop beating up on yourself when you feel negative emotion. When you feel negative emotion, instead say, this is good. My vibration in relationship to the vibration of my source is showing me through this negative emotion that I could shift my vibration and be in a better place. This is guidance, and I'm alert to my guidance. So pat yourself on the back more. Be more appreciative of what you know. Be less willing to wallow in the unwanted. Don't look for people to wallow there with you. Don't allow yourself the ease of momentum that will get started no matter what the subject is. Catch it earlier and decide if it's something you want to get bigger. And if it isn't something that you want to get bigger, do your best to change the subject. Do your best to distract yourself from it, even if it means take a nap, even if it means get into meditation, even if it means call up the only happy person you know and ask them to come and see you, and don't be surprised when they say, hell no. In other words, show yourself where you are vibrationally, and then do your best to get in the best feeling place that you can. And most of all, the most important conversation that we've had today that will carry you the furthest in terms of the progress and the success of alignment that you're all reaching for. Success of alignment. Joy is the success that you're reaching for, not the money. But joy will lead you to the success of the money. If you think you need the money to find the joy of success, then you've got it backwards, you see. So when you acknowledge that this receptive mode is really where it's at, that it's what you knew about most when you came into this physical experience, and you acknowledge the importance and the ever-presence of your own guidance system, and you make a decision to be so selfish that you're not willing to go very far down any road that doesn't feel good,